All right, well, today's video, today being May 30th, 2020, I just wanted to show you kind of an update of where I'm at. I'm making these next six cars. I've primed and put 2 coats of the white primer onto these, and they're kind of drying, sitting them up here. And I put just a primer, 1 coat on the black here. For each of these, because this is going to go red, this is going to go silver, and this is a black. So just real quick about this is going to be a 2013 Matt Kenseth 500th start custom. They obviously made this in 124 scale, not in 164 scale. That's why I'm making it, and really surprised. You know, this is a classic Matt Kenseth car, and a custom request. So, but it's going to be silver, and as you can see, the decal on the front here is black. So there's some special challenges there. But because it's silver, one of the things that I like to do, sometimes I like to keep the black on the bottom. Because that's obviously a little bit more authentic. I don't think the whole car, top and bottom, is black. But one thing I like to do, okay, this front is going to be black, but it's going to be the decal, so it'll all be silver here. But on the back side, since I'm going to have the car like this and I paint it silver, sometimes these little areas underneath, it's hard to get the spray paint, or hit it with the spray paint. So what I like to do sometimes is I'll hit it with one of my matching paint pens. This is a silver, obviously, and so I'll just kind of do that little area there in silver. And before I paint it, I'll put a coat of sealer on it, so it doesn't bleed into the paint. But yeah, so just a little technique that I do from time to time when I have that situation present itself. All of these are done. These are all ready to go. I've got these all detailed, painted. Everything's kind of in its place, as you can see. And next, what I'll do here is I'll put some coat of sealer on these bottoms. But I do want to show you how I paint these windows, these little plastic window pieces. I think my camera cut out on me when I was trying to do it before, but I'll do a couple of these and just kind of show you what I've got. So this is going to be a Blaney car, so I'll leave that Blaney there. This is my gloss black paint pen. And I basically just take the edge and I just go around the edge here, like so. That's it. Sometimes you have to go over it twice if it's not a uniform, paint. But yeah, and then here, I want to get in there. And I run it down this side. I'm going to run it down this side. Yeah, I can see a little streak there. I'll come back and hit that later. And then sometimes, very rare, the black name banner doesn't always butt up against the top. So sometimes I'll have to run just along the edge here, like so. Make sure no clear is showing through. And then this side. That's it. And then I kind of just prop it up over here. Let's see where I propped it. Just kind of prop it up here, like that. You can see this is completely clear, and I don't know why Lionel doesn't put a banner across the hood. I'm sorry, the windshield. You know, I guess they can't do Monster Energy on their 164s. You know, it's just whatever. Unfortunate. Yeah. And along the side here. And this is going to get a windshield banner from the decal set. You can see right there. But I want to make sure that there's no glass, no little edge that's going to be white there or clear, showing through. So yeah, so I just kind of run this along the edge. Yeah, nothing fancy, just nothing too thick. Just covering up the edge of the plastic, really. And yeah, that's it. Just gives it a nice look. So this says Bain, because the donor car is a Trevor Bain car. So I will cover that up, because this is going to be a Ryan Blaney car. It's Saturday. Kind of can't wait for the race tomorrow. Bristol. Looking forward to that race. Matt Kenseth has really struggled in the 42 car. And the team has struggled. He has struggled. And he really needs to get a good finish in Bristol. He's good at Bristol. And Bristol is a track that, it's just a lot of driver skill. Obviously, you got to have a car under you. But Bristol's a track that show off your talents as a race car driver. So just hoping it goes well. So this is not really coming out so well right now. The paint I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna have to go back over this. Whenever that happens, it's okay. Just put a thin coat on or whatever's coming out, and then let it dry, and then go back and put another coat on it. But obviously I need to do this before I reassemble the car. See, it's kind of not really coming out too well. Normally, I'll depress the tip and get the get the paint flowing, but you have to be really careful, because this step, you don't want too much paint on your paint pen. It will get all over the place if you do. So yeah, so you're better off just let it dry, thin coat, and then come back and hit it with a second coat. It's just funny how the different die casts. This is a 2018 die cast, and I mentioned this in my video the other day. Just these pieces just get cheaper and cheaper. I mean, this window piece is so flimsy. The quality is just, yeah. I guess as they try to increase their profit margin, cut costs, the quality goes down. And, yeah. Now this one is a Blaney donor car, so that'll stay. Now if you're making, you're making your own customs, I highly recommend you do this. You know, just do it ever so lightly. I'm not actually doing it on this side. I'm just going along this edge back here. And because it's clear, it shows through. And so so you just paint that flat surface. And make, try to get your lines as straight as you can, and it'll look nice. It'll look really nice. You can see how I kind of have my fingers touching, again, just for balance and to keep my hand steady. So it's not, free hand up here. It's kind of hard. So it's easier to kind of just brace it like that. On the last piece. I'm also excited our church is opening up. It's been interesting to do church over the live stream, but it's going to be nice tomorrow to be able to go in and actually worship with other people physically. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so that's what we got. Just kind of set them up there to dry. Just kind of lean them up there. And it doesn't, these paint pens don't take too long to dry. What's going to be interesting, and I'll just kind of tell you how I do this, or how I'm going to do this before I do. So this is a Blaney Hawk Carlisle paint scheme. They made a lot of Blaney. Lionel made a lot of Blaney cars, 2018 of late. He's a popular driver, but they don't make them all because seems like every week he's almost got a new paint scheme. But what's going to be interesting about this is this red around the nose. For some reason, on a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot. Well, okay, I'll say a lot on Blaney's schemes. Pato's decal set here is a little short, so when this red wraps around the front of this car, it comes up short on the sides and doesn't cover. And then you've got this red here that goes on the side, right? So it's all got to line up. But if this front decal is too short, which it is, it doesn't hit all the way over here. So what I do is I pre-paint this red to cover it up, and then once that dries, I'm sorry, if I can speak, I'll pre-paint this red here on these edges, so that when you go to put the decal on it, that red is already there. You lay it over top, and it'll be nice. Also, and again, I'll show you this. But the headlights, I almost always cut the headlights out. I don't leave them on there because the headlights are a little bit at an angle, and when this comes around, I like to place them on separately. So I'll put a little red paint right around here, right in this area here, so that if there's a little separation between here, and I'll show you how I do that. But yeah, so just a little bit of stuff that I do, lining it up, making sure that before I put the car together, I do what needs to be done, as I plan this out. So, and that's just lesson learned from working with those decal sets. And it's going to be the same thing on this one. It's going to be a little short, and you try to match this as well, the red, the blue, with some paint, to try to get it so it's hidden as much as possible. And so I've got this blue paint pen actually that is pretty close. You can just see the lid. It's pretty close to that. So this will go along this front quarter panel and off the side of the front bumper before I put the car together and before I decal, of course. So yeah, so that's the plan for those. I'll probably paint these tonight or very soon. I think this primer has dried completely, so that's ready to go. Get that on there. I'll put a little bit of sealer on the back or this underside, so that seals in. I like to do that before I reassemble the car because I don't want this coming off when I clamp it or when I squeeze it, because I'll be handling it a lot, and I don't like to handle this paint. If you have your fingers against it a lot, it'll pull away and smudge. So yeah, that's that. It's this is all coming together pretty nicely, and these will be the 6 cars I'll be working on for the next week or so. All right, you guys, hope you're doing well, and appreciate your watching these videos. Hope they're helpful to you, and just have a blessed day.